So we've talked about what period closing is, why it matters, and best practices. So let's now talk about how these period closings can support one another. It's recommended we close daily, weekly, monthly, and annually. It is very important to know that these period closings, they support one another. One builds on the other. Each time that we close a day and we close a week and we close a month, we can continue to rely on those financial records and ensure that there are no inconsistencies or changes being made to past periods without proper consideration. When we have these closing periods more soundly managed by one or two individuals within a practice or organization, it lends itself to create an environment where we can expect that individuals who are responsible for entering and investigating any issues and entering this information and ensuring reconciliation, that they are doing their very best to make sure that the information is accurate the first time that it's created and reconciled. This can ensure the health of our revenue cycle because we now have some integrity built around the financial management of our healthcare organization. Our team is now committed to ensuring what they do in any period has been properly reconciled. It also allows us to create an opportunity where we can ensure that the financials can now be fully relied on. This closing process not only builds confidence for us as leaders in our healthcare organizations, but it also supports annual reporting, can provide a level of compliance and support any accounting audits that might take place, as well as creates long-term financial integrity. Closing these periods keeps the revenue cycle healthy and protects the financial history of your practice or organization. When we allow this to take place on these recommended period cycles, we then allow ourselves to feel less overwhelmed with closing for the larger periods, such as annual closing, because when we have closed on these periods daily, weekly, and monthly, when we're looking at closing an entire year, we now can trust that the period that we're reviewing has already been reconciled and closed. So it makes year-end closing that much easier. As we are relying on these closing periods and we have determined that one or two individuals in our practice are the only individuals with the ability to reopen or approve reopening a period, it creates a level of accountability for everyone in the organization when we have this type of organizational approval process in place. If someone, let's say in the charge department, needs to have a period reopened because they noticed an error, they now need to request approval for that period to be reopened. And we can ensure that whatever error within that system that needs to be remedied can also be reviewed and confirmed that it is accurate before that period is reclosed. We also now create an opportunity for proper documentation for any changes that are made within that financial period, because we are going to ensure that we have created a reopening process for those closed periods, making sure that individuals that are responsible for certain areas of the revenue cycle have a clear understanding of what is necessary for you to go down the path of reopening a period to make any changes. These types of best practices create opportunities for our organization to inherently hold a level of trust and accountability. And it also allows us to establish clear lines of responsibilities for each area of the revenue cycle. When organizations treat their period closing process as just a part of the revenue cycle, not only an accounting requirement, it builds greater confidence in their financial data. They build greater confidence in their financial data, improve operational accountability, and create stronger foundation for decision making throughout the entire year. If your practice or organization doesn't have a closing process in place at this time, there's no better time than now to create one so that you can ensure the health of your entire revenue cycle.